Two older boys here, both going through at the same time. I was debating whether to do one at a time or both. But just like they have a lot of similarities, they are different. But with that, my charge to them is largely the same to both of them, and with differences. So both of you, come on up. So these are my sons, who I'm very proud of and love. Okay. Like me, they were born at a young age, in a hospital and sent home when people called mom and dad. They used to be called mini-me's, but as you can see, they're not very many anymore. So, Zachary Raymond Powell, the oldest grandchild of the oldest grandchild, born October 14th, 2006, 5:05 p.m. at St. Joseph's Hospital in Orange. At 9 pounds, 2 ounces, you were a big baby. And coming out, you got stuck. I remember seeing you with just your head out. Your face is all squished. You hadn't taken your first breath yet, so you've got no blood, no color in your face. You look like this alien. And we did not find out what either of these boys were going to be. So I had no idea. I'm looking at this face, and I don't know. Who are you? Who are you going to be? Zach's due date was October 23rd, which happened to be the birthday of a very good friend from college who was killed shortly after college. And so because it was her birthday, we thought it was a sign that he was going to be a girl. So when he came out, again, not seeing what he was going to be, having that additional delay, he comes out, it's a boy. I am just thrilled that you're a boy. I wanted that son first. I get it. It's awesome. Side note, you came out just in time for kickoff of the SC game at 5:13. They get you cleaned up. I get to hold you. We turn the TV on, and there's kickoff. Get to do a little fight on, with your fingers, and we get that. So that was fun. Riley Martin Powell, born February 26, 2008, at 12:05 in the morning. You could have been a day older, but when Riley was born, in the neighboring room, there was a at-risk or difficult pregnancy, and so the doctor was over there. At one point, the nurse comes in and checks on Ashley. Whoop, nope, keep those legs closed, you gotta hold them in. And so, doctor comes in, it's basically, okay, let's get you set up, and it's like one push and he's out. Good. Help that you're smaller, you're only 6 pounds, 12 ounces. Being a second child, I don't remember your due date. I remember it's in the middle of March, but I remember holding you in the hospital, the day after you were born, and just amazed at you, thrilled, having another son, and thinking, I don't remember Zach ever being this small. And it's like, oh, that's because he never was this small. But with that, one other funny story, I don't know how much you heard. Like I said, we didn't find out for either of them. So this time Riley comes out, and we had our boy and girl name picked out. So my announcement to Ashley as she's waiting is, all right, well we have a Riley, and now I've got to come up with another boy's name. And it's like, really, that's the second thing out of your mouth is you're complaining. And it's like, sorry. So Zach, strong name. When I was your age, I had a youth group, or one of my youth leaders, he had a son named Zach, toddler running around who's Spitfire, but we loved hanging out with him. And I knew that if I was ever to have a son, I was going to name him Zach. Raymond, as you know, is my middle name. It's also my father's middle name. So you share that with us. Zachary means God remembers, or spiritual. Raymond means warrior. So you're a spiritual warrior. You probably don't remember, but when you were young, there would be times that you would either see friends, go over to friends' houses who weren't in the church, and you'd be concerned that they didn't know Jesus. You'd want to share Jesus. You would ask Mom, hey, can I buy them a Bible, or can I get them a Bible? And you just wanted to make sure that they knew Jesus. Riley. Since we didn't know what you were going to be, we had Riley picked out as a gender-neutral name that ended in Y, that Mom and I both liked. Martin, your mom's middle name. Ashley was one of two girls. Her dad's brother also only had girls, so there was no continuance of the name. So we wanted two similar. How Zach shares my middle name, we wanted Riley to have a familial name. So that's where Martin comes from. Riley means valiant. Webster defines valiant as possessing or acting with bravery or boldness, courageous, heroic. Martin, like Raymond, also means warrior. So you're a brave warrior. It shows in how you play soccer, but also how you stick up for people. Riley's one disciplinary issue in school was for punching a kid because they made fun of one of his friends. He was sticking up for this kid. Also in Adventure Guides, we had an issue where Riley punched an aggro kid who had a hammer and was threatening people. So he has a sense of protection. Every parent wants their kids to be a better version of themselves, to have the best life as they grow up. It doesn't always work the way they plan out, but that's what they want to see. So as you two were growing up, as I said, people called you mini-me's, and I didn't see it at first. And Zach, with you, it was flipping through pictures in my parents' house, and probably around 3, and so I'm looking at this picture, and oh, yeah, he's me. And so with Riley, we had a family wall of pictures, and my father-in-law, who I never met, he passed away from Lou Gehrig's disease before Ashley and I started dating. We had a 1-year-old picture on the wall, and he was a spitting image of Riley. So I was like, all right, well, Zach's me, Riley, or Zach's me, and Riley's from her side. And yet, then, come 4th grade, or his 4-year-old picture, send it to my mom sends me back a picture of him and me. Same ears, eyebrows, nose, no smiley smirk, everything. It was like, oh, he's me too.
Wow.
So, as you've grown older, I've gotten lots of glimpses of me. Zach, as you make up your own games and play with stuff on your own, I did that as a kid. You're very competitive. You like playing long board games, despite other people not liking playing long board games. I love that you've gotten into volleyball, which was my sport of choice growing up. Riley, like me, despite your parents not necessarily liking that you enjoy rap and hip hop, that was what I listened to at your age. You're a gamer like I was, more quiet and reserved, but you've got that kind of quick-witted, funny sense of humor. Like me, you both discovered soccer in 2nd grade, but you're a little different. My discovery of soccer in the 2nd grade was I'm out in the field, and someone punts the ball, and I see it coming, and I ducked for cover. And I got laughed off the field, and that was the last I cared about soccer until you boys picked it up. God also has a sense of humor, to where I did a lot of procrastination like you did, Zach. So seeing that, it's like, oh yeah, you're funny God, make him like that. Riley, your sarcasm and sass sometimes it's like, yeah, it's payback for what I did growing up. And then there are times where I'm stuck between being, upset because of what you just did, but kind of proud in the middle because that's how I was growing up. So along the way, you've gone from mini-me, M-I-N-E, to our household has many me's, M-A-N-Y. So with this, my charge to you. Love God. I don't want you to have my faith. I want you to find your own faith. Growing up, I had, going to church 3 times a week, very heavily involved in youth group, knew the Bible, but it was all head knowledge. It wasn't hard knowledge. It wasn't until after I went to a youth conference between my senior year in high school and freshman year in college that I finally discovered Jesus and the Holy Spirit, and it revolutionized my life. I could not get enough of the Bible and God as I was leading into college. So first verse I want to give you, Proverbs 22:6. Train up a child in the way he should go, and when he was old, he will not depart from it. Because when I got to college, I went and had fun. So Zach, when you're telling us you want to have fun in high school, I cringe. Because I know where that went for me. At that youth conference, the Newsboys, who were one of my favorite bands growing up, performed, and their hit song at the time was Shine. The chorus, based on Matthew 5:16, shine, make them wonder what you got, make them wish that they were not on the outside growing bored, looking bored. Shine, let it shine before all men, let it shine, or let them see good works in them, let them glorify the Lord. I went and had my fun in college, but at the end, God started tapping me on the shoulder and calling me back. And I was an asshole. I was proud of being an asshole in college. And when I rededicated my life over winter break senior year and went back, the people who I was an asshole to would see that I'm not like that to them anymore. And it's like, what happened? What changed? They could see the difference in me shine. Learn to discern. Ask God for wisdom. James 1:5. If any of you lacks wisdom, you should ask God, who gives generously to all without finding fault. It will be given to you. Zach, you specifically, you've always had a sensitive soul, which is uncommon for men. Hold on to that. Continue to be a witness for your friends. As it was said earlier, share the gospel, and at the times use words. I don't think you realize how much you do that in the actions, and that's one of the reasons why people want to be around you. Keep searching for authenticity in your friends. I know that's a big thing for you. And just know, sometimes there are things you need to do that you don't like to do, but it needs to be done. That's how life was. So for you, Hebrews 12:11, no discipline is enjoyable while it's happening. It's painful. But afterwards, there'll be a peaceful harvest of right living for those who are trained in this way. Riley, you have a strong sense of self. Sometimes a little too strong. You need to put that headband on, keep your head in. So with that, balance pride, or take that pride, find the balance of pride without arrogance, confidence without conceit. As a second child, you're often complaining about fairness and justice. Hold on to that, but no, life is not fair. You often think of how you're disadvantaged, of life not being fair. But keep in mind, like as right now, you get to do a lot of things at the same time as Zach. You have the benefit of learning from his mistakes. Zach's had some doozies over the years that you hopefully don't have to deal with. You use your relationship with mom to learn how to have a relationship with a wife in the future. The way that you will blow up at her is unacceptable and will not work in a relationship. So for you, James 1:19, understand this, my brothers. You must be quick to listen, slow to speak, slow to get angry. So back to the two of you. Don't settle in choosing your wife. Find someone who challenges you to be a better person, someone who you want to be around, who you can be yourself when you're around them, who you don't have to change around your friends when you're around your wife, and someone who you wouldn't not want to grow old with. Avoid premarital sex and porn. It does nothing for you. It will change the way you view women, and it'll create stumbling blocks in your marriage. Don't do drugs. Seek out friends who can support you unconditionally and won't hide the truth where it matters. And know that some friends are just for a season, not necessarily a lifetime, and there's nothing wrong with that. Finally, find something you enjoy to do as an outlet. For me, I went from volleyball to golf to running and triathlons to you got me into refereeing, and now I get to dabble with golf and volleyball again. But having something to do for a physical outlet is key moving forward. Last thing I'll share with you, another moment from the youth conference. There's a talk by Louis Weaver, who's a drummer of Petra. He's my favorite band at the time. And during this session, he talked about how God wants us to give us control of his life. All facets of his life. And he took out his keychain and started talking about, so this may be your friends, this may be work, this may be whatever. And he doesn't want you to give the stuff that's easy to give up to him and kind of hold off on the rest. He wants all of it. Doesn't mean he won't give you back control and allow you to have that. But ultimately, the control is his. So last verse for you, Proverbs 3:21-24. My son, do not let wisdom and understanding out of your sight. Preserve sound judgment and discretion. They will be life for you, an ornament to grace your neck. And you will go on your way in safety, and your foot will not stumble. When you lie down, you will not be afraid. When you lie down, your sleep will be sweet. I love you both. I'm very proud of you. Do your haircut too while we're doing this?
Yeah. Just a little bit here. Use the other side.
Yeah.
Backwards. There you go.
Didn't want to go. Doesn't want to go.
Use the other one. Use the other knife.
Oh,
No.
No.
Cut that knife.
There we go. Well,
Get that other knife, Paul.
This one's really sharp.
all right.
You should have tied it so tight.
No, because that makes it easier to cut like that. So, for my gift, this goes with that last verse and last story. Put a different way. That last verse, have fun, be safe, don't be stupid. So I have key change for the two of you. On it, be safe, have fun, don't be stupid. But also, let God lead. To differentiate, Riley, as you're getting ready to drive, you've got yours, Zach, you're starting to drive. This gives you a daily reminder of that. So Riley, yours entirely soccer balls. Zach, yours a mix of soccer and volleyball.